Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Behind me is a big black Peterbilt 44-inch sleeper 2021. What are we gonna do?
Yeah, today. So this is the one we picked out the other day that we said we were going to bring it back to the shop. We're going to give it a quick wash job, go over it real good, clean it up real nice, and then we're going to take it down the road. This truck here, the reason it's going to be a little bit different is because it's a 565 horsepower and the wheelbase is a little bit shorter. It's about a 10-inch shorter truck. So outside of that, there's not really a whole lot of difference between the two trucks other than just how much sleeper space is in the back, which is it's a pretty significant difference. This is the smallest sleeper that Peterbilt makes.
Which used to be called a 36-inch sleeper. Now it's a 44-inch sleeper. We kind of told you about that too. But anyway, we're going to clean this thing up. We're going to show you around it, and we're going to take it down the road. Yeah,
and when we get back, we're going to stick a tape to the back of that seat and show you how they actually measure sleepers and why all those numbers changed.
All right, follow along, guys. All right, we got the truck outside. It's washed up. She looks good. She looks good.
The sun went away and it's really cold now. So we're gonna do this quickly. We're gonna go drive that thing and we're gonna tell you all about it. It's cold out here. I don't want to be here.
Well, come on, it's not that bad. We're gonna stick it out. It's a little chilly, but it's not that. I mean, it's not that bad. And the lighting looks nice.
Let me see. Can you see this?
Well, someone decided to wear shorts today.
So
I was prepared.
All right. Well, anyway.
We'll walk around this thing, check it out. Then Tommy can get in and turn the heater on. He'll feel better about that.
Yes.
Okay. All right, come on, guys. 2021, 389, 44-inch flat top. This thing's cool. Air ride front axle, 13.2. Low air leaf in the rear, 40K. Got 200 gallons of fuel on board.
Did you say aboard or on board?
It's kind of like a boat.
200 gallons of fuel aboard.
Inside the tank. Anyway, guys, here's what we got planned for this thing so far. We have a set of cab and sleeper panels, black with the underglow 3/4 button lights. We're going to paint those dudes, make them match. We've got a visor coming from Roadworks. We've got an 8-inch exhaust already in the shop for this from Dynaflex, and it'll be 8 inches. And then through the bottom, still no decision on if the Y pipe's going to be an 8 or a 5. We'll probably figure that out on the fly. I just will pick one. Fenders are undecided, and maybe you guys can help us with this because I don't. What do you think, Tommy?
I don't know. I mean, like I personally like. I'm a huge fan of fiberglass. I'll just go ahead and say that and point that out. But with all these builds, I really think, for the sake of variety, especially this being a small bunk, you want it to be a little more low profile. So I'm going to go Hogue-built, lowrider, maybe either quarter or half fenders. I don't know, but I think...
Or full fenders. I mean, a set of Hogue-built full fenders and like a T-bar in the rear would look pretty cool too.
Yeah, as long as...
Polished T-bar.
Yeah, do a stainless T-bar.
Yeah, you'll have a mix between, we'll have some paint and we'll have some shiny. So kind of get best of both worlds.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
Tanks. Here's the other one. So we're going to paint the tanks in this truck. But do we paint the whole tank, or do we paint the tank and then have Peter come in and polish just the tank end caps? I like that look, and I think if we're doing a bunch of polish, maybe we should do the end caps shiny and then just paint the centers.
I actually kind of agree with that, primarily because you're just talking about carrying a theme. There's going to be a lot of painted and a lot of stainless, so I think that'd look pretty good.
Yeah.
So the actual brake line on that, just so everybody knows, is the weld. So right there on the tank weld, it'd be shiny on this side of it. The center of the tank would be painted.
Go open up the hood. Show off this fancy motor in here with all the horse ponies.
I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but the sun come back out. I feel so much better now.
This thing has got 565 horse ponies under here. They're little ones. This is how they get them under the hood. This is like the whip, you try to go faster. That's the whip. Cummins X15. We should totally put the chrome kit on this from Dynaflex too.
Yeah. It really does dress up the underside of the hood, and we will have an install video coming soon, just so you guys know. We're going to throw one of these chrome kits on. Me and Brian, we're going to show you how idiot-proof that is, because if me and Brian can do it, anybody can.
Anybody can do it. I can't stand looking at rocks and tires, so this is coming out. But that kit's pretty neat. So it takes this pipe, your cross, that goes chrome, your water pipe's chrome. What else?
That's it. That's
That's
air.
it? Okay.
Yeah, air to air, your intake side to the turbo, and your upper water pipe, which is really, you know, that's almost all the piping that is visible, minus the turbo downturn. But if you guys know anything about these new emission engines, I don't even know that that's possible, just because that pipe gets so dang hot. But all your upper side piping, anything that is visible out here is chrome. And we installed one on the Elite truck, and
It was pretty awesome.
that thing looked really good.
So anyway, it's 565 horsepower. It has 1850 torque, 18-speed transmission. Pretty cool thing with this one, again, it's got the 4-bag air ride system on it. It's got the remote lube set up on there. Comes with a fuel filter. I mean, they all come with fuel filters.
Oh man.
It comes with a fuel filter, really?
Just to clarify, he doesn't mean that comes with an extra fuel filter. It just comes with one.
Fuel filter.
Pre-installed.
It has power mirrors. It's got little vent things on here you can open up, you know, fancy stuff. But, oh, smooth. Maybe we should do the smooth covers on this too. Kind of cleans that up. Oh, yeah. I know you're Mr. Traditionalist and you like the diamond plate, and I like smooth. But
and I'm going to tell you, out of all the comments I read on the gray truck video, there's a lot of people that like diamond plate out there.
I mean, I'm fine either way. I'm fine either way. Let's go check out the inside.
Come on into the inside.
Look at, there's no editing here. We're just straight
winging it.
Winging it.
You guys
there's
go
it.
on that side?
Tommy.
I'll go to this side.
Tommy.
What?
We forgot something.
What did I forget?
We didn't unwrap it.
Oh yeah, we're not going to do that yet.
Okay. She's really, this one's more wrapped up than the last one.
Yeah, well, you know, I want to keep this one wrapped up because, you know, while we're building these things, we do get in and out of them a lot. One thing I kind of didn't think about last time around is we are putting a drop visor on these things. When you order it without from the factory without a drop visor, the holes aren't already pre-drilled from the factory. So we will have to come in here, drop this headliner down, drill some holes to mount that drop visor. So
basically, we're in here a ton, in and out. Our guys are in here a ton, in and out. Not me and Tommy, but
yeah, we don't do it. Our guys do it.
They're way better at it, more qualified than we are. But yeah, so there's the headliner, and that's all going to drop down when they put the brackets in. So
yep. All right, so give you guys a quick rundown. This is one of the trucks. Again, it doesn't have the smart nav system. It's got the full gauge package. So this is a platinum interior, true full gauge package. I think it's like a total of 22 gauges. You know, someday I'll count that and I'll actually give you guys an accurate answer.
I'm gonna climb in here real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I can see. All right, now that I've got in here, this sleeper is not as big as the last one, but it works.
It does work. I got a lot of comments on that first video of everybody saying they really enjoy the wood grain A and B panels. They don't want us to paint them. They don't want us to put stripes on it. You know, I personally, I hear you guys loud and clear, traditionalists over here. So I don't know. Yeah, the painted panels on the one truck that the Davis brothers built for us looked really super slick. It was really awesome. But this is just simple, clean. I like it. So
I like it either way too. I mean, I don't dislike this by any means whatsoever. And I think with a tan, it makes even more sense to leave it because it's like you said in the last time. I mean, this thing kind of has that like
that Texas Longhorn style, or you know, what's
King Ranch?
The King Ranch version, kind of. Yeah, it just has that feel to it, primarily just because, you know, the tan and black, you know, the saddle leather and all that stuff. So yeah, more or less is a mirror image of the gray truck on the front side of it here, but the biggest difference is where you guys are back there. Right?
Yeah, we're gonna flip this thing around and we'll show you the inside of the sleeper part. All right, guys, so here you go. We got a sleeper. a small space with a little bit of storage. This is definitely not a truck I'm thinking that you're on the road for like a couple of weeks at a time or nothing. Definitely for somebody that's just out, maybe spends one night in the truck or something. Definitely you can put your bags and whatnot in here, and I guess if you're getting unloaded and they're going to take a little while, you could close your eyes and catch a few minutes of sleep. But you know, you got some speakers back here, a little bit of storage. You got a full door on that side. It's got a reading light. Yep, reading light on there. You got dome lights. And when you're tired of talking about it, all you gotta do is do this.
All right, so I promised you guys we would do this and kind of explain it to you a little bit. Yeah, the regulations for, not regulations, the reason why they changed the sleeper side. Now, originally, what they were doing is actually measuring the bunk itself. You know, I've never really tested this. This is the theory I heard. The bunk itself was a 36-inch bunk, but when you get inside, it will measure 44
because of the back of the sleeper to the back of the seat.
Yeah, from the back of the sleeper to the back of the seat. The reason why Peterbilt changed it is because that's how every other OE does it. They measure it from the back wall to the back of the seat, and it gives them a little bit of extra, you know, marketing capabilities, because everybody said, hey, you know, the largest sleeper that Peterbilt offers was a 70-inch raised roof, which if measured by all other OE standards is technically a 78, because back of the sleeper to the back of the seat. Let's go test this theory out.
I'm gonna measure the bottom of the sleeper. Just looking at this.
Yep.
So this would be the length of the sleeper. All right. So this should be, in theory, 36 inches, and it is 36 inches. Look at that.
An exact 36 inch.
Can you zoom in on that? Exactly 36 inches. So all you guys are like, I want a 36-inch sleeper. Well, you can have a 36-inch sleeper, but we're gonna call it a 44. Because we're going to the seat.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and measure from the back wall to the back of the seat here, and we're just gonna see what it comes out to. Now, again, remember the theory is Peterbilt made it, you know, from the back wall to the back of the seat instead of actually measuring the exact width of the bunk, which when we measured out, came out to exactly 36. That was the old school, everybody knows this as the 36-inch bunk, but it's now called a 44. So
this is unscripted. We've never done this before, so we don't even know what it's going to do.
So we're going to see what this comes out to.
All right, I'm on the back, and there is...
What do we got?
40 and a half.
40 and a half.
Off a little bit. Hang on. Where's that? Well, wait a minute. But 44 inches is to the front of the seat, though.
That's true. But if you want it to be to the back of the seat, you want to...
no, now we're at 40. We got a 45-inch and a half bunk, guys. There you go, 44 and a half.
Perfect. Except for, I don't think I've ever met a truck driver that fit in that.
No, I mean, you're going to be a little truck driver for sure. We're going to go with to the front of the seat.
Yeah, we're going to go with front of the seat. I think that was seat all the way back. So 44 from the rear of the sleeper to the front of the headrest. So we'll measure that theory on all the bunks that we have in stock, and we're going to go through it all, lay it all out for you guys, what the different bunks are, what they used to be known as, and then yeah, just kind of give you a full rundown top to bottom of what those were.
Yeah, so future videos we got going on now are going to be sleeper sizes.
Going to measure out sleeper sizes on everything we get from here forward.
All right, let's get this thing down the road.
All right, let's do it.
Do it. Hey, Tommy, where are you going?
What?
Oh, if we're going to go down the road, you need to be in that seat.
Difference in a 13 and an 18 is you can split on the top and bottom, but I typically never split, especially when I'm bobtailing.
So is this a 13 speed?
It's an 18.
Okay.
Gray button is an 18 speed. If it doesn't have a side button, it's going to be typically it's a 10 speed. Now, for your traditionalist out there, you're going to say, well, it could be a 9 speed. You're 100% right, it could be a 9 speed. A red button is a 13 speed. A gray button is an 18 speed. And for anybody who really likes the trivia, the blue button is actually a 15 speed or an 8LL. It could be either one of those.
Learn something every day. What do you think about this truck so far? I mean, can you tell a difference with this setup? Because this is a 565 1850 torque versus the silver truck we drove last. It's a 605 horsepower and a 2050 torque.
Yeah, so I mean, you can tell a very, very small difference. If you know what you're looking at, like while you're going up the hills, there's a very small difference while you're bobtail. Now, the huge difference where you're going to be able to tell that extra horsepower and that extra torque is there is when you got a full load behind you and then you hit a hill or even on a flat surface. Once you get a load behind you, you floor the pedal. I mean, that's where that 605 horsepower really speaks to you. It really makes the biggest difference.
And I mean, one thing I can tell right now driving this road, this is like no work for this motor. It doesn't even, this is like effortless with this thing.
Oh yeah, I mean, the 565 is a great option unless you just really need that extra horsepower. Actually, you know, at the dealership level, the majority, the take rate would favor the 565s. A lot more people buy a 565 than they do a 605. Typically, 605 is for one of two things. Number one would be bragging rights, or number two is you're pulling really heavy equipment loads and you need that extra horsepower.
And I think on a 600 horsepower versus a 565, you're spending a couple of $1,000s for that extra horsepower and torque also. Because it's not just changes to the engine. Your driveline, the entire driveline system is built beefier than you would out of the 565 1850 torque.
Yeah, so you know your typical transmission is, you know, it's either rated for, you know, you can buy transmissions at different torque ratings, but out of the box, I think their typical transmission is only rated for 1850 torque. So yeah, you're correct. When you go to a 605 horsepower, it's 2050 torque, so they got to get a beefier transmission, a beefier driveline. And I don't think anything happens within the rear ends, but yeah, that's where a lot of that cost difference comes in. But the majority of it is that the 565 and the 605 have a very similar warranty structure, and of course, you know, as you would imagine, that extra horsepower is a little harder on the internals of the engine. So, you know, being that it is a little harder on it, they do charge a little more as a just in case something happens, because you know that engine is going to be a little more expensive to work on.
Yep. And I mean, I don't know. I think if I was buying a truck, I mean, just because like I like anything fast, and I'm a horsepower hot rod kind of junkie, so I definitely would always opt for the more horsepower, even if it wasn't needed, because well, my motto is like, more power the better.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm driving a truck for me, I'm definitely going to take the 605 horsepower. You know, there's not a massive difference in fuel economy between a 565 and a 605. There's a pretty huge difference fuel mileage wise when you go down to the 500 horsepower. You can really start saving yourself a couple of dollars on fuel. But, you know, saving fuel doesn't look cool. That's what I always say.
Yeah, and I mean, like, it's all, you got to enjoy it. And obviously, trucking, you got to enjoy being on the road. And for me, I think part of that enjoyment will be having that extra horsepower for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Right around this truck has been a good time. I love this truck. It's going to look awesome when we get finished with it. And I can't wait to drop the next video. You guys are going to like this one. It's not semi-truck related, but it's still automotive related, because on the other side of things, me and Tommy and all of our friends really enjoy like hot rods, car shows, race cars, racing. And we're going to a car show and we're taking a couple pretty cool rides.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so I mean, I'm going to be taking, you know, I don't know, you know what? I'm going to leave it a surprise. You guys will see what I'm bringing. Outside of that, I think I might be able to talk Brian into laying some rubber down or something like that.
I like burnouts. I'll totally do a burnout. I'll do a bunch of burnouts, actually. I'll do so many burnouts, I'll need a tires.
I would do a burnout, but the vehicle I'm bringing won't do a burnout, but it's still really cool. It's got a whole lot of cool factor to it. So, you know, on that note.
So, one side thing to this truck, it doesn't have air horns on it because we're going to mount train horns at the bottom. And so that switch up there he was pulling, but it doesn't work because there's nothing hooked to it yet.
I thought we was going to have a really cool sign off with some air horns, but
that was a fail.
Yeah, we don't have that yet.
Anyway, guys, like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram.
Semi-casual show.
You stole my line. I was going to do it.
It's so much better when I can actually say it.
Well, you nailed it. You did good.
I did good. I was actually pretty quick that time.
Next video, though, I'm doing a huge burnout. I'm probably going to pop the tires. It's going to be epic. It's going to be fun, and we're going to go check out some really cool cars, and then we'll get back to semi stuff afterwards. But like, subscribe. See you next time.